whipped cream disaster. So last weekend, I was at my parents' house, just minding my own business, when I heard that infamous eek every time someone tried to go into the kitchen. My dad, the self-appointed household handyman, declared that this was the day the squeaky door would finally meet its match. With the authority of a man who once fixed a leaky faucet with chewing gum, he marched to the garage in search of his trusty can of WD-40. A few minutes later, he reappeared, can in hand, and began spraying the door hinges with great determination. Except, instead of the satisfying hiss of lubricant, we heard more of a wet splat, followed by a suspiciously sweet aroma wafting through the air. My mom poked her head in, sniffed, and asked why the door smelled like dessert, while my dad insisted this was the new formula and that he'd seen it on YouTube. Meanwhile, a fluffy white foam was dripping down the hinge and forming a suspiciously delicious puddle on the floor. Despite the mounting evidence, Dad doubled down, massaging the foam into the hinge like he was flavoring a turkey. The rest of us tried to keep a straight face as the door started to look less like a home improvement project and more like the aftermath of a failed pie-eating contest. The dog, ever the opportunist, was now licking the door with the sort of dedication usually reserved for peanut butter. Finally, after the door was not only squeakier but also somewhat stickier, my dad realized his mistake. He had been greasing the hinges with whipped cream instead of WD-40. So, in the end, the only thing that got greased that day was his ego, and possibly the dog's cholesterol.